because I didn't introduce myself. I live in England. I'm originally from Kerala,
Hmm.
and it's been over 13 years I've been living here. So
All right. So I don't want to mispronounce your name though. How is it pronounced?
Shaila, yeah,
Shaila. Okay. It's a beautiful name. So
is
how are you
it?
doing? How's your day going?
Oh, days. It's weekend, yeah,
Hmm.
and I have a 9 to 5 job during the week, so weekends are kind of very lazy, which
Hmm.
I like to be. So, but I can't because I have a 12-year-old son, so I have to take him, out. Or because when you have a child, that's a problem that you can't be lazy. That's a
Hmm.
problem. So for that reason, I feel like, oh, I shouldn't have got married. You know what, Niyati? If I were, if I were in your generation, I wouldn't be getting married because these days nobody gets married, right?
Absolutely. No, because to be my age, it's kind of crazy because I have some friends that have they are married, they have kids. And then there's me just lying in bed all day and just 180
No.
degree, just complete opposite lives. But yeah, you are right. Actually, younger people are now preferring not to get married.
Yeah,
Yeah, because of work-life balance or just whatever I think. Priorities,
yeah,
goals.
true that. I mean, even when I was in my 20s, I did have this idea of feminism and everything in my blood. But yeah, for some reason I got into this institution. And yeah, because I didn't introduce myself. I live in England. I'm originally from Kerala,
Hmm.
and it's been over 13 years I've been living here. Yeah.
So how's the weather there? How's the weather in
Pretty
England?
really nice and pleasant.
Hmm.
Um, but now going towards summer. We are in spring now, and spring is not my it's not my favorite. I
Hmm.
My favorite is autumn. I'm an autumn person. I like cold weather. I prefer cold weather. Um, Again, harsh winter is only like a couple of months, Jan and Feb. Otherwise, because Christmas is around, like when in December, and that time it's festival, New Year, and so you wouldn't really feel that cold, even if it's a
Hmm.
bit slightly colder than the rest of the year. But autumn is my favorite. You have, like the fog and that misty mornings, which I like. I'm an autumn person.
Hmm.
Spring is okay. You see the flowers. Yeah, and but I prefer the autumn leaves compared to the flowers, the colorful
Okay.
leaves.
Yeah, okay. We don't have solid autumn or just a solid spring over here, especially in
Yeah.
Rajasthan, from where I am.
Ah,
We usually have summers, winters, and monsoon. That's pretty much it. But
ah,
I do see some brown leaves and stuff like that sometimes,
yes,
and it's the vibe.
it is
Definitely.
definitely,
Yeah.
especially combined with that fog, is like really heavenly. I feel
Hmm.
it is, yeah, it's not good, it's not driving friendly. If you're driving, then it's not friendly for
Hmm.
to have fog. But I still love, sometimes when I drive, I have my camera on and then I capture it, the fog. Yeah, I like it. But my husband loves summer because he likes going. He's just the opposite. I'm very lazy. I think you love traveling, right, Niyati? I think I've.
Yes, I do. It kind of depends where I'm going, but I do love to travel. And when it comes to traveling, I've been to Kerala actually recently. I
Have you
was speaking to somebody, and
okay.
it became one of my favorite states ever.
Oh, which
Yeah,
place
because
did you go to?
I love nature so much, being
Oh,
closer to
that's
trees and
good.
stuff like that. In Rajasthan, we do have some beautiful gardens and stuff, but it's not
Uh-huh.
that much, right? So when I went to Kerala and I experienced total nature, so it just changed my perspective and I fell in love with the
But
state.
Rajasthan has its own beauty, doesn't it? Because
Yeah, it does.
all those palaces. Oh, I
Hmm.
would love to have a holiday there. I didn't. Do they allow the? I mean, they give out these palaces for like a part of the palace for some, not palace, quite palace, but palace-looking resorts are there, right?
Yes, there are.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
seen that. So I would love to have a holiday there. I like the old buildings, and
Hmm.
especially in Kerala, there are. I don't know, which part of Kerala do you go to?
I went to Alapi and I
Alapi.
also went to Trivandrum. I think you're from
Oh, did
Trivandrum, right?
you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
over there, I visited Padmanabhaswamy temple.
oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
So
yeah, it is very
beautifully
beautiful.
sculptured.
Padmanabha Swami Temple is really nice. They,
Hmm.
it has got billions of, is it billion? God, how much amount of gold? Yeah, gold is. Did you read
Yeah.
that? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's there, still there. Oh, yeah. So
But I
British
think
weren't able to get hold of that.
yeah, like, it's true. I think it's still locked, right? Nobody has been able to open it, and now the government has just banned it. Like you cannot open
They
it.
say so, but with the kind of corruption around, you can imagine like
Hmm.
how much is left there, how much has gone into the people's pockets. You never
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it is a problem. But I think the royal family, they say that
Hmm.
they didn't have anything. They haven't even seen. They didn't even know that it was there. Is what they say.
Okay.
Yeah. So the royal families, they still live there.
Hmm.
They've got a palace, but yeah, palace. When you say palace, not quite like the palaces in Rajasthan.
Hmm.
It's a traditional kind of Kerala, but it's still beautiful and massive. Yeah.
I think I've heard of Kochi Fort. Maybe I didn't go there,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
my
Kochi
friend
Fort.
from Kerala, he suggested that you should visit. Although it just wasn't in my itinerary, so I just didn't go there.
Yeah, Kochi is very busy. I think I haven't because as I said, I'm not really a travel person. I haven't been to even many places in Kerala.
Hmm.
The only place that I want to actually go and retire, two places actually, to where I would like to retire is one is Goa. I know the Goa is like very busy, and but still Goa is really beautiful. The beaches and also I don't know if you have seen Samira Reddy. Do you know Samira Reddy?
No,
The actress. The actress. You don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Look up her. She has an Instagram page and an Instagram account, and she lives there, and it's very beautiful there. The house she lives in is like very traditional, uh,
Hmm.
with the tiles and very not modern house, but it's very beautiful. And she has the dogs and the normal the country
Hmm.
dogs, and she has a business there, so that's the reason why she lives there. She was a popular actress.
Okay.
Maybe in Tamil, but Reddy is from Andhra Pradesh, I think, originally.
Yeah,
So
I'm.
she posts these Goa reels,
Hmm.
which are quite attractive.
Okay.
And I like Kerala. In Kerala, Palakkad is. I don't know if you've heard of Palakkad.
Yes,
You have
yeah, I have. I
a
think there's an
beautiful.
IIT, right? IIT,
Really? Oh, okay. NIT.
there's
Is
an
it NIT?
IIT, Indian
Oh,
Institute of Technology. That's why I've
in
heard of the
Palakkad.
place. Yeah, there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Might be new because I haven't heard of. Oh, but as you touched upon IIT, I know that you discontinued IIT, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually went to IIT Kharagpur. It's near Kolkata.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so that's
Oh,
why I've heard
Kolkata.
of.
Kolkata is another favorite place of mine.
Is it? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
lovely. I
it
visited.
is. I mean, yeah, I keep talking about this. Yesterday I spoke to Indrajit. He is from Kolkata. And
Hmm.
I was talking about this, my love for Kolkata. I don't know why, because it's a cultural capital of India, I would say.
Hmm.
Isn't it? Like, we got all of those eminent personalities, all the cultural people from Kolkata. And I love their music.
Hmm. Yeah, me as well. I think their language is super sweet. Especially the sweets there, they are to die for. Have you tried
Oh, yeah.
sweets from Kolkata?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I only heard about it. Yeah.
Wait, you must have heard of Rasgulla. I think they pronounce it
Yes.
Rosgulla, right?
Rosgulla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Roshgulla. They say Roshgulla.
okay, you haven't had those?
I'm not really a sweet person, so that's the
Hmm.
reason I like laddus. Gulab jamun, I'm not a fan of. I'm a spicy person. I like spices.
Well, no, actually, same. The spicier, the better. I'm sorry, but I've heard that the food in England is pretty bland.
Bland. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, they're the traditional food that you can call is like with fish and chips. Are you
Hmm.
vegetarian?
I'm
Non-vegetarian.
vegetarian, but I've heard of fish and chips so many
Yeah.
times.
So it is like the fish. It's very like, have you tried banana fry from Kerala?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so it looks pretty much like a banana fry,
Hmm.
but it is fish inside and it's salty,
Hmm.
savory kind of. But banana is obviously sweet. But and then the chips that we call here is the fries in India and America.
Hmm.
What we call chips in India, here they call it crisps.
Okay. Yes, I think there's also a difference between I mean it's the same but biscuits and cookies, right? This
Yes,
we call it biscuits and in the US they call it cookies, as much as I'm
cookies.
aware of
Yeah,
it.
here what they call cookies is like the thick what do you call
Choco
something
chip
that looks
cookies, right?
yes like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and also the main difference is pants and trousers. What we call pants in India is here
Hmm.
undergarments, underwear.
Okay.
Yeah, trousers is like the long pants that
Hmm.
we call pants, jeans, or whatever they call trousers here.
Hmm. I didn't know that. But
Yeah.
coming to that, let's also talk about the work-life balance. How's the work culture in
Oh,
England
yeah,
compared
that's
to
the
India?
best. When people ask me about the pros and cons, that's the
Hmm.
first thing that comes to my mind. Second is police, I'll talk about it. But obviously the cultural difference,
Hmm.
being polite, and that is there in their blood. Even you will think that, oh, they are nice and polite, but something else might be going, behind the scene, but you
Hmm.
wouldn't see it. To me, as a person, if somebody is nice to me on my face, then I prefer that than
Hmm.
being rude to you in front of you. I even if they do something behind you, I don't really mind. I don't care
Hmm.
about it. But treat you with respect, and like treat you as a person,
Hmm.
equivalent, and that's what matters to me. But they are very diplomatic. At work, they might be very nice to you, when you talk on, in your meetings. But they have to convey something to you,
Hmm.
in a different with a different tone. Then they would do that via an email, and then you know they make sure that message comes across to you. So
Hmm.
that's all. Yeah, they know managers. They are perfect managers. I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but there are really brilliant managers. They're kind of like born to manage, I would say. Especially the language helps as well, maybe because
Hmm.
I don't know, because I have worked in India. A part
Hmm.
of my career, I've been how many years I've been working for? Like now over 20 years now. I've been working. Yeah, you can work out my age. So I worked here for most of my career here. 13 years I've been working here.
Hmm.
And India, there are really nice managers, but some are not really. The problem with management is like you have to be trained to be a manager. Not
Hmm.
everybody, management is not everyone's cup of tea. So that is again coming back to your question about work-life balance. So in India, when I worked, I have done really weekend working, and
Hmm.
for that very reason, I appreciate your decision not to continue. This because everyone is going for engineering these days, and it's really a rat race. So if you have other modes of making better income, then why not? It's not like if you just join the crowd where everyone is, it's really hard to survive, or you really have to struggle.
Hmm.
But there are, thanks to COVID, this COVID, even though it is like a blessing in disguise, after we lost a lot of lives to COVID, but still, it has helped a lot of families. I think that a lot of people are making income out of YouTube and these videos and stuff. So, which is really great. So, work-life balance. When I did my job in India, I have done weekend working, and even evenings, because I work for a UK organization. It was not my like my work schedule that you have to do. Like my hours were like 9 to 6.
Hmm.
Six, that again I have to tell about 9 to 6. There we say 9 to 6. Here it is 9 to 5. So that difference is there. Yeah.
Hmm.
And here, the work-life balance, if you have to work 9 to 5, you don't really have to do even a minute more than 9 to 5. Yeah, there may be occasions when you are like kind of, out of your obliged to do that, like, because of your commitment or whatever, but they wouldn't ask you to work
Mm.
out of hours. You would have plenty of, like, when you do the work arrangements or estimates, when they take, they will ask you how much time you need. So they would commit. You have to commit to only to what you can deliver. That is a work life.
Mm.
Work culture here is like,
Yeah,
which
so
quite like,
that's far
yeah,
better than that means you're pretty satisfied with the work
yeah.
culture over there, right?
Not just in IT. Yeah, in IT, yeah, I didn't have to talk about IT. So what I should have talked about is like the non-IT areas. Like here, the people's efforts really, it's really valued. Like if
Mm.
you're doing work for an hour, then you get paid for that hour. Yeah, you can demand as much
Mm.
as you want. Like minimum is nowadays it's like £12 for like experienced workers, and be it any work, be it a plumber or what, anything, like building work or construction, whatever you, and gardening. Yeah, is,
Mm.
for example, if you get somebody to do your lawn, you know how much we have paid, like for doing our loan. It's like 125 £100 for it's like 3 cents or some, that kind, not a big plot. Still, it would,
Mm.
£100 is like comes around 10,000 rupees for just
Mm.
doing a couple of hours work. That's how it
Wow.
is. Yeah, it is. Yes, so here there is no white collar job. Like people are not like discriminated based on what they
Mm.
do, which I love about
Mm.
this country. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also how people treat each other. People in this, as again, it may not be like how they are nice to you. They might be thinking something else uh, about you that you have
Mm.
no control of. But the police here, oh, they are so polite. I love the police here. When I was in India, I used to be like scared of police, really.
Why scared? Why were you
I don't
scared?
know, because that's what you see in movies, like how
Hmm.
they swearing and treating ordinary people, taking them to police station, even if they are not involved in anything, you are forced to, that's what you see in movies.
Hmm.
Influence a lot, right? So from my childhood, I had that in my mind, and then for that very reason, I wanted to do law, to be honest. Yeah, but law was not really people, everybody in my my college days, they used to go like engineering or medicine, and law wasn't really that
Hmm.
attractive. Yeah, but I still would love to do law. I'm planning to do law here, part-time law, because I want to know the law of the country. If you know law, you feel you have that confidence,
Hmm.
which that reason I would love to. I have that in my to-do list.
Hmm. Well, no, fact check, by the way. Engineering and medicine are still the major fields over here. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, a young child is expected to either become an engineer or doctor. We still don't have that many choices when it comes to
yeah,
choosing an occupation. Um,
true.
so yeah,
Sad,
India
isn't
lacks,
it?
yeah, it lacks that point. But you moved to a completely different continent, right? Different culture, different language. There must have been some personal growth that you felt like this changed me, or like these are the changes that I notice in myself now. So what were those?
Um, in terms of, I've become a lot more confident because when I lived in India, I
Mm.
was very much dependent on my parents. Um, you wouldn't believe, even when I was like, until I got married, my mom used to feed me. Can you believe? Because when I study, my mom was like, she's so caring, and she would like, oh, okay, she would feed me. We eat, using hands, and then she would feed me, and I used to love it, which I think every I mean these days every mom does that. But yeah, that was that much dependent I was on my parents, and I the very first time I moved out was when I moved to doing MC. I did MCA, Masters in Computer Applications. That's when I moved to a hostel, and then again I would to wash my clothes. I would take my clothes in the weekend. I wouldn't do anything literally. I didn't know cooking, nothing. I was
Mm.
like until I got married. I didn't do anything. And then when I got married, again, his cooking is not something that I still don't, I don't like at all.
Mm.
Um, yeah, but I do all the tricks to, get away from cooking. But I know cooking. I am a good cook though, because I love
Mm.
to eat tasty food. I can't compromise with the taste, so you have no option.
Mm.
Some people, they are not fuzzy about, they would eat anything. But I'm not like, I want spicy food. I am very picky. So, yeah, when I moved here, then obviously everything is DIY. You have to
Mm.
do everything yourself. See, if you're going out, then yeah, you have to. Everybody drives here. Almost everyone drives here. That gives you that confidence. And even if you're living alone, like for my husband went to India, and my son and the two of us were here, and yeah, I wouldn't have the courage to live alone if I, if
Mm.
I was like how I was in India. But now I have that confidence, and again, communication is something that I did my schooling from in my native language, Malayalam. Yeah, so I did when I did my completed my 10th. I It was in my native language, and then only when I moved to 12th, 10th, and 12th is when I switched to fully English. Again, in Kerala, compared to the other states, we are very comfortable with speaking in Malayalam. Even
Mm.
now, when I meet a Malayali, I prefer to talk in Malayalam because Malayalam is that kind of a language which I personally struggle to switch between Malayalam and English, because Malayalam is very structured. I feel like, whereas Hindi, I know Hindi as well. I can speak because I learned from watching serials and movies. But I think it's easier to compare to switch between Hindi and English. And
Mm.
likewise, Tamil also, I have seen a lot of Tamil people, they switching between Tamil and English. But when it comes to speaking Malayalam, for switching one sentence in Malayalam to another sentence in English, I've struggled. I don't know, maybe it is a problem with my brain. It might be, but
No, I
I
think
struggle.
it might be the structure of,
Yeah,
because
it
every
is.
language
Yeah,
has their own structure of statements, right? So that could be
true.
that.
Yeah. Maybe. So maybe that's the reason everyone I come across, like in Kerala, we are comfortable, but again, well, the people who speak well in Kerala in English, they speak really well.
Mm.
But a lot of people are like comfortable in Malayalam. And then for that very reason, when I moved on to doing college, again in colleges also we would be a lot of students. There is like part of the students, like they would communicate in English because they're coming from. There are different classes, when um, kids who did like very high end schools, they would speak, and they're already very comfortable with English, so they were speaking in English, but I wasn't. And then when I went into doing masters in computers, then also same situation. Even the teachers were like, because my lecturers, they were speaking in basic English, you can say, like,
Mm.
and that's why you pick up all these bad pronunciation. You can't really help with it. Only when I moved when I joined my job, as fortunately that was a UK organization. That's the very first time I'm experiencing, speaking in English, and
Mm.
also speaking with the UK people. That did really help me. And then, yeah, obviously I worked there for like 7 years. That set the foundation right. And then when I moved here, again, you will struggle a bit in the beginning because it's not just a proper British accent that you get to hear. Because
Mm.
England, British, UK, it means England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. So people from
Mm.
all over, all these places, you would get to meet at your work. Like, so they're, especially the Northern people, they have a really totally different accent. So they, for example, when we say luck, 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 they say look. That's the R is, yeah, pronounced oo.
Okay. That
Yeah,
we say look for LOOK.
yeah. So
Completely
they
different things.
just like I think Josc, Jos. Have you heard that name, Jos?
Um,
Jose is a name in English, like a Christian name in Kerala,
mm,
and how that name is pronounced in Spanish, I think, is Jose. Jose,
mm,
Jose. Spelling is pronounced Jose, so it's like yeah, the pronunciation is different.
mm,
So you would yeah, so the you practice or listening is very important. That is when listening plays a pivotal role. Like you have to listen, get used to it, and
mm,
then reciprocate. That's when you yeah, that is a growth that I have
mm.
seen. Like and still every day is like a new learning. And my son, he was born here, and I learned from my son as well. You know, he he's this newest generation. So
Okay.
yeah,
All
so
right. So,
I
yeah, one wrap-up question though I would like to ask you is, obviously we discussed pros and cons, but any one thing that you wish, like from India, that I wish that was there in England.
oh, obviously the people. I would love India with its nature and the weather.
Mm,
And obviously, the wealth India definitely has the wealth, but not everybody does. Like no, not everybody does. For example, like Ambani is there.
mm,
He's one of the top 5, 10 billionaires. But what about the rest? There is definitely a group of people who are billionaires and millionaires, but the rich gets richer, the poor get because
mm,
they stay poor or they become poorer, which I hate about India. That but yeah, Indians are so intelligent. I would say they're definitely intelligent. But the problem with India is that we are now, when it comes to our physical health, we are not, really, these days it has changed. Everyone goes to gym, but that is a big difference between India and these people. They go to gym. They're very health conscious. But yeah, but when it comes to intelligent, I definitely Indians are a lot intelligent. I think the physical strength is what possibly helped the British to, rule India back in the
mm.
days.
Yeah,
But
probably.
yeah, yeah, and education. We are so focused on education. Here, they are focused on like practical work, I'd say, like practically how you can do things. So you don't necessarily, if you to do a job in IT, you don't necessarily
Mm,
need to be an IT graduate. Even I know people who have done like really logistics job. They do work in IT. So, like 16, at the age of 16, there's some people start their job in IT. Can you imagine like a 16-year-old doing
mm,
IT job? And because the companies don't allow that, right? Here they allow all of that, yeah, which is really nice. So yeah, if I have to get one thing, yeah, obviously the people, the emotion is what I want to bring to this country
mm.
from India.
Are they
The
nonchalant? What's
emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence.
intelligence? Emotional
Yeah,
intelligence.
emotional intelligence, which I feel that because when we are talking, so we have never met, but we have
Mm,
kind of like a connection like that. It is hard to build that connection here. Not every I'm not saying everyone is like that, but they still have that. They keep a distance, and how much you can influence the other person emotionally is not even between the family members. It's not that possible. Like, they take appointments to meet their parents, which is really we have heard about it, but it is true.